Theodore Roosevelt Jr. Was the youngest 26th U.S. president. His birthplace is in New York City on October 27, 1858. He was the great leader of the Republican Party. He was an avid reader of poetry and he wrote 18 books in his lifetime. He used to write poetry and quotes. His presidency session was from 1901 to 1909. He had two sisters, one older and one younger, and a younger brother. Theodore Roosevelt had 5 children. Roosevelt was suffering from breathing problems and on the night of January 5, 1919, he left this world. Theodore was a great personality. He wrote many books and gives so many leadership and motivational quotes that can help any human being to achieve success in life. Here are some 50 best Theodore Roosevelt quote. Theodore Roosevelt gives so many wonderful quotes that are related to human life. Like this one which says, "No man may poison the people for his private profit too. I don't always get shot during the middle of a speech, but when I do, I finish the damn speech." 3. Don't hit at all if it is honorably possible to avoid hitting, but never hit soft. 4. To announce that there must be no criticism of the president, or that we are to stand by the president, right or wrong, is not only unpatriotic and servile, but is morally treasonable to the American public. 5. Far and away the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing. 6. Knowing what's right doesn't mean much unless you do what's right. 7. I am a part of everything that I have read. 8. Patriotism means to stand by the country. It does not mean to stand by the president. 9. Keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. 10. Far better it is to dare mighty things, to win glorious triumphs, even though checkered by failure, than to rank with those poor spirits who neither enjoy much nor suffer much, because the live in that great twilight that knows neither victory nor defeat. 11. Best Teddy Roosevelt quotes. 12. Famous Theodore Roosevelt quotes. 13. Popular Theodore Roosevelt quotes. Immigration. 14. Theodore Roosevelt quotes about success. 15. Theodore Roosevelt quotes about life. 16. Theodore Roosevelt motivational quotes. 17. Theodore Roosevelt success quotes. 18. Theodore Roosevelt quote on work. 19. Eleanor Theodore Roosevelt quote. 20. Frame Theodore Roosevelt quote about success. 21. Man in the arena Theodore Roosevelt quote. 22. Franklin Theodore Roosevelt quote. 23. Theodore Roosevelt 25. Theodore Roosevelt quote about success. 26. Theodore Roosevelt quote immigration. 27. Theodore Roosevelt quote about work. 28. Inspirational Theodore Roosevelt quote. 29. Motivational Theodore Roosevelt quote. 30. Theodore Roosevelt quote about education. 31. Theodore Roosevelt quote about happiness. 32. Theodore Roosevelt quote about life. 33. Theodore Roosevelt quote about happiness. 34. Famous Theodore Roosevelt quote. 35. Popular Theodore Roosevelt quote. 36. Inspirational Theodore Roosevelt 37. Motivational Theodore Roosevelt quote. 38. Theodore Roosevelt quote about life. 39. Theodore Roosevelt quote about success. 40. Best Theodore Roosevelt quote. 41. Best Theodore Roosevelt quote. 42. Museum of Natural History Theodore Roosevelt 43. Theodore Roosevelt quote about racist. 44. Popular Theodore Roosevelt quote. 45. Night at the Museum Theodore Roosevelt quotes. 46. Spanish-American War Theodore Roosevelt quote. 47. Theodore Roosevelt quote success. 48. Popular Theodore Roosevelt 49. Best Theodore Roosevelt quote. 50. Theodore Roosevelt quote about life